Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. We are still in the Portal 3 Kingdoms set, and today we are talking about Konming Sleeping Dragon. Now, if I pronounce that incorrectly, let me know in the comments below. As always, with the Portal 3 Kingdoms set, I might pronounce a lot of their names wrong, so I do apologize for that. If that is the case, I will refer to Konming as simply the Sleeping Dragon. So, the Sleeping Dragon is a human advisor. It is a 2/2, and it costs 2 generic mana and 2 white mana. And then it has this static ability, other creatures you control get +1/+1. And that's all the card reads. So very fun, instantaneous growth for the board, except for, of course, the Sleeping Dragon. No card rulings, just +1/+1 to all your other creatures. A card that I liked for Sleeping Dragon, along with others, there were plenty of other options out there, but this one I just kind of like stuck out to me because it has so much versatility to it. So the first thing for Paladin class, make sure opponent's spells cost more on your turn. But the biggest one is it's another anthem for your creatures, gives them +1/+1 when you can get to level 2. And then level 3 is just that extra added bonus because you will want to attack with other creatures that you are buffing up. So you'll also make one of those creatures gain double strike and +1/+1 for pretty much giving it this weird semblance of exalted. But in this case, it's for all the other attacking creatures that you have. That is a 0 button. That's the one I want. The deck that I am going to be putting the Sleeping Dragon in is a generic creature token deck. This one actually might be specifically my soldier deck, but I'm pretty sure that this is going in a generic token deck. Excuse me. Because that Anthem effect will double the power of all your 1/1s, which doesn't sound like a whole lot. It's making them 2/2s, but when you have 10 1/1s in play and you double that power, that's now 20 damage on board. So it actually does add up quite a bit if you can get wide with the token generation, which is what this deck is all about. A popular deck idea on EDH Rec is this like Anthem tribal kind of thing where everything in your deck is some sort of Anthem effect and growing your team, which is very popular in White and very doable. And so you're focusing a lot on non-token cards and non-token synergies, but all those non-token synergies or all those non-token cards have Anthem effects to them. So even though Paragon of New Dawns is a 2/2, it's going to be getting the +1/+1 from Sleeping Dragon. It's going to get the +1/+1 from Honor of the Pure, from Sphere of Heliod. That right there makes Paragon of New Dawns a 5/5, not to mention any other Anthem effects you're going to have. So very cool deck idea. Obviously, you're going to want protections for any creature deck like this or the Go Wide with tokens. And then lastly, kind of a fun janky idea is if we are boosting the power and toughness of all these creatures, maybe we could utilize that power in a different way. There are cards with Enlist, there are cards with Crew, the vehicles, there are now mounts from Outlaws of Thunder Junction that require certain powers of creatures to be in play. So you could do a weird tap-untap deck. Things that have, what is that ability called? Boop from Theros. If you put it down in the comments before me, you win. And that's all I'll say about it. Updates, I get it. Whenever becomes untapped. Inspired, that's what it is. Whenever a creature becomes untapped, do this thing. Or whenever a creature becomes tapped, do this thing. So you could build this like tap-untap deck in mono white. And you'd have the Anthem effects to help boost the power needed to crew, saddle, or enlist any of these creatures. And then the creatures that you are going to be tapping to crew, enlist, and saddle, excuse me, are creatures that want to be tapped or creatures that want to untap. So it'd be this kind of weird value engine, kind of dirtly deck that I think would be a lot of fun. And obviously I didn't put a lot of those inspired cards or tap untap necessity or bonus cards in here, but these would be the cards that you'd want to have to tap your creatures too. So enlist, crew, saddle, great ways of tapping your creatures down and then getting the upside from tapping or untapping certain creatures on your board. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, because I think this would be a fun deck to try out. That's going to do it for Konming the Sleeping Dragon. Instant board growth right off the bat. 4 mana can double the power of all those 1/1 tokens that you have. It can, give a little bit of extra oomph to your non-token creatures as well, or give you that extra leverage to start crewing and enlisting and saddling up on various creatures that you have. Bear in mind, though, that, like I said before, it is doubling up all of your 1/1 tokens, but beyond that, it's only buffing your team by 1. And I put that down there because, yes, it is only a little. Bear that in mind. It is only +1/+1, and that is something to be mindful of, because that's not going to get you out of every situation. So don't play with the Sleeping Dragon expecting that +1/+1 to make the difference every time. With that said, even if you have a board of 10 5/5s or 4/4s, which would be very typical for like angels, if you have a board of 4/4s, let's say 5 4/4s, that's going to be 20 damage right there. You put Konming Sleeping Dragon, that's going to give you an additional 4 let me see, 5. That's going to get you an additional 5 damage across the board. So it's going to make that 20 damage into 25 damage, which is really nice. So it is a very powerful effect to instantly grow your team. But bear in mind, it is only a little bit. You need to be careful, because if you only got a few creatures in play, the value of that +1/+1 shrinks exponentially, just as much as it grows exponentially with a huge board of creatures. So have a lot of fun with this deck. Go wide, double up and triple up whatever that total power is going to be, because adding +1/+1 to your whole board is insane, and dominate with crazy aggression in mono white, which I always find to be fun. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!